Hello to all my friends out there. Hi, you guys. I hope everyone is doing okay. Okay, this video is the low dollar life. That's a smart life. Weekend food and $30 food box. So I decided to start the $30 food box over. Let's see if I can lower this a little. Just a little would help. That's better. Okay, weekend food. Okay, I knew I wanted to make some hot wing chicken because I got a new recipe. It's the old recipe. I just fixed it a lot better. And I wanted to buy some biscuits. And I thought, so I got these are good biscuits. I can recommend Ralph's. Now, biscuits is something you don't really want to buy old. These are $2.69, and I said, why are biscuits so blasted expensive? Okay, for the biscuits in cans, you need a specialized dough. Bread is cheaper to make. Packaging, pressurizing the can, the metal labeling. When did this expire? October 29th, 2025. Oh, such a long expiration date. Metal labeling technology so it doesn't burst. Bread is in bags. It has to be kept in cold storage. Premium convenience, and I put freeze as well because I freeze it kind of like a squirrel. Okay, so here it is. All right, here is my Ralph's biscuits, and these are some applesauce cupcakes. I'll be talking about those in a minute. Okay, so yum yum. So biscuits are tasty with chicken, jam, peanut butter. The first thing I did when I took these out of the oven is I ate one with some peanut butter and gravy. In particular, sausage gravy. And so I told you guys, if you've been following me a long time, I told you guys the story about my customer. She actually ended up on the streets, and the minute she got a house, the first thing she made was sausage and biscuits. And I think about her every time. So I have a big ice cube. I'm trying to substitute anything for Diet Coke, but I want to mention these coconut drinks. If you don't get them somewhere cheap, this was $1.38. These are over $3 per can. Tonight's the night. And this one has some coconut bits in it. I think this could be easily made, but what I want is something I can grab instead of Diet Coke. Let me get one of my special straws. What I'm trying to do is prolong summer as long as I can. Okay, it's brutally hot here. It's really, really bad, and it's not going to end until November. Now, what I wanted to do was make use of my plum jam. Here it is. I'm going to freeze half of it because this is literally 5 plums. And then I have, I wanted to make use of my apple butter. You can see I use quite a bit. That's how I made the apple cake. Okay. And my new hot wing chicken is right here. It's the same chicken, but what I did was, okay, you wash your chicken. I don't care what good chicken it is. You wash your chicken in water. Just put your chicken in water, pour salt, swoosh it around, then drain it, and then pat it dry. And then dust your chicken lightly. I gotta watch out, bird feathers. 1 tablespoon flour, and I messed this up this is not, I don't have enough of these. It was 1/2 teaspoon garlic and paprika and 1/4 teaspoon black pepper. So you really taste the pepper. But the thing about paprika is it just makes chicken taste so good. So I didn't have any expensive. I have garlic powder. I'm going to buy a couple more. Paprika. I use salt because, of course, as usual, I couldn't find. And I poured my pepper into this. I'm going to be buying my spices in bags, and then I will refill them. And I will also have some hot carrots that I made, enjoying the weekend. And then, so I put enough butter and oil so I could bake my chicken at 350 that was dusted in the flour and spices, turn halfway, and then I learned something. Instead of just squeezing this out of the bottle, it takes about a teaspoon on each side. So don't waste your hot wing sauce. Remember, I had my hot wing sauce floating in the pan. Okay, I made these, so these are really good. I'm going to put a little bit on here. I'm not taking out the jalapenos because today you're going to have vegetables every day. And today, one of my peppers is ready. Where is that? It's this one. These were some kind of random peppers I bought, and they're ready today to go in the refrigerator. Okay, do you see there is some mold on the top? So it has to be removed. But what I'm going to do is just take one out, and then I will remove the mold, and then I will put it back in the, I'll just strain it, and then I'll put it back in the, let's see, I gotta find a paper towel. I'll put it back in the bottle because it's hard to scoop it off, but it's easy to strain it. Okay, let's get the mold off. Down through the edges. Okay. All right, here it is. It's probably going to be hot. I don't want to swallow it. Okay. So this is a decent meal. I already had several, I had two of these applesauce cupcakes and one. Now I want to mention this. This is brie cheese, but I really don't like to eat the skin, so if you freeze it, then you can easily peel it off. And this is really good with hot wing. My hot pepper was really tasty. I was just afraid that if I swallowed it, it's hot, I can stand it, but I was afraid if I swallowed it, it might be bad news for me. Not sure what would happen. It would probably be fine, but taking no chances. Okay, so now I have my brie cheese to cool my palate. It may not look good, but it is. All right, now Now, when I made the applesauce cake, these are good, you guys. They don't need frosting. Let me show you what a moist cupcake this is. I have had this recipe for 20 years. What I do when I'm in thrift stores, they used to sell like cards, recipe cards, and you'd buy like a box of them. So I don't know what happened to the rest of them, but I have this one left. You can put frosting if you want to. Let's see, 3 eggs. I made half a batch. Also, these old recipes make a lot. So I had 2 eggs, I'm going to read you the whole recipe. 3 eggs, 1.5 cups granulated sugar, 1 cup apples, 1 cup vegetable oil, 2 cups flour, and what I did is I used 1/4 cup of my, this is my barley flour. And be sure you sift it because it still had a few hard kernels in it. And I have had this. Barley's not cheap out here. I am going to grind this into flour and then I'm going to use it like when I make bread or cakes. And they taste really good. So it was 1/4 cup for half a batch, 1/4 cup barley flour. I have oat flour too over there I'm going to be using. 2 teaspoons cinnamon. That's something you want to make sure you have. 1 teaspoon baking soda. You want to have that. 1/2 teaspoon salt. 1 teaspoon vanilla extract. And 1 cup walnuts. Those are nice to have. And 4 cups thinly pared apples. So what they do is they spreaded the apples. They spreaded the apples on the bottom, but I mixed all the dry ingredients, mixed them with a whisk, and then I mixed all the wet ingredients, and I used my homemade applesauce. And I mean apple butter, and I put some raisins in there. Let me see if I have this recipe here. Well, I just did it the other day, and then it has so press, pause, or take a screenshot. The other thing I like to make out of applesauce is apple bread. But you don't need, you could put some powdered sugar if you wish. Okay, life is good. All right, let's see. Biscuits, chicken, veggie tray. I bought, so this is going to be for Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So I searched around and I found the freshest one, and it's good until the 16th of the month. And so for the most part, I like to eat almost a carnivore diet. But every couple of days, when I feel like I need it, or like if I want to enjoy life with a couple of cupcakes, you know. So, I have biscuits, and so now I'll just freeze the biscuits for a later date. Chicken, I always have chicken, veggie tray, and apple cake. Okay, so then, and brie cheese. Now, the other thing I will have is, I think it was yesterday, I got these hamburgers, and then I got bacon. I almost always buy this when I see it, and I eat a lot of bacon and eggs. But these are really big hamburgers. These are, let me see. These are these were $7.19, and these are almost a pound. So I will make the whole thing, and I put the bacon on top. I cut them in half, and then I cover the whole top with bacon, and I roll them thin with a rolling pin, and I flip them. So by the time I'm done, I have a hamburger about this big, and I put bacon on the top. It would be so great to barbecue, but out here we live in fire country, and we're in the midst of a drought as we speak. All right, my pickles were a success. So this is the food for the weekend. Now, let's go to the stockpile. All right, the stockpile, I decided to start the box over because it's the beginning of September, and just find low dollar items to create about a $30 box for the month. So the first thing I found at Ralph's, I found this today, I found the other stuff yesterday. This is trail mix with, because it's nuts and seeds. Pepitas, almonds, peanuts, dried cherries, dried cranberries, and walnuts. And this is a half pound, $1.99. And I use this kind of stuff in granola. I make granola. It's about that time again. I bought, okay, this is the stuff I eat like in the middle of the night. 49 cents. You know when you want something, but you know better than to eat too much. And I got, now this is the kind of stuff I love, 72 cents. This is good if you've never tried it. So hopefully stocking up on cheese. So that's all I have in there so far. $3.23, original price, $6.60, saving $2.44, saved 48 cents at 0.43%. So you might go, well, that is no big deal. Well, compare and contrast $100 saving 48.43, and you're doing that all the time, every time you turn around. All right. This is the rest of the cupcake. I think I'm going to freeze it. All right, now that's the stockpile. So get yourself a box, and when you're there shopping anyway, I have better luck at Ralph's than almost anywhere. All right, so now we're going to, okay, yesterday morning I went to the thrift store and I bought 6 blouses. And I want to mention something. Have any of you ladies ever noticed that they bring black and white back every summer? I have gotten rid of hundreds of black and white shirts only to turn around and buy more. And they bring it out for summer. So this time I am not getting rid of the black and white shirts. Okay, last year I went to the gym the whole entire year, and so I didn't buy any clothes, but I bought, recently I bought 12 shirts, 7 shirts, 19 shirts, plus 6, about 25 shirts, so about 1 per day. I'm still shopping. Then I bought 2 bracelets, 2 for $5. They're really a little too big for me, but I go, that is fine. Just for wearing around. And then I bought some paper mache fruit for $3. This is nice. Okay, I asked the AI, what can I do to spark up my house? Because I have gold, brown, burgundy, and it said add pops of yellow and cobalt blue. I go, oh yeah, good idea. Okay, so 6 blouses, 2 bracelets, and paper mache fruit, $32. The paper mache fruit was $3. And I can sell those. Oh, here is what I did. 1 teaspoon flour, 1 teaspoon garlic powder, 1 teaspoon paprika, and a 1/4 teaspoon pepper. That was the chicken, and I forgot it. And then I told you the food. Now I want to show you something I bought. Okay, one of the things I want to do is get rid of the flower arrangements for now and get plants, large palm trees. Okay, so this I bought this palm tree, and it's pretty bad, but I have grown huge palm trees in my life, and so I just got it last night, I think it was, and it was $4. I got it at Ralph's. Originally $20, then $10, and then $4. So the pot itself is pretty much worth $4. So I will give you an update. It's liking the birds like it, I'll tell you that. I told them I'd let you out, but then, you know, you'd be too stupid to find your way home. So plants, pops of cobalt blue and pops of yellow. I go, okay. So I can enjoy summer. Okay, so what I was looking for was mason jars, cobalt blue, home decor, and yellow. Couldn't find any. You might get some yellow pillows. And the other thing I was looking for is these low-cost items for survival, so you can take a look. And they're not easy to find like they used to be. But what's going to happen is I'm going to go in there and I'm probably going to find them all at once. That's the way of thrift stores. Oh, let me show you the barley if you've ever seen this stuff. Okay, this is processed barley. So this is going to be, I don't know if you can see it, this is going to be a whole lot easier to grind. A lot of us are not used to barley. And they say in the end of days, barley is going to be cheaper than wheat. But we have to wait and see on that. I want to mention this. I'm forcing myself to drink this. It tastes very terrible. Don't swig it all down. I used to suck on vitamin C pills, and that's what this is like, except for 1,000 milligrams, so just sip a little at a time. Okay. Now, so I mentioned to you guys that I'm eating mostly a carnivore diet, but if I want to add, yesterday you didn't see me, but I had an entire carnivore diet. So you might be thinking, well, people are leaving the carnivore diet. Why don't you? I was on it a month, and my rotten skin was significantly better. And they say your skin is a good indicator of your brain health. And so I thought, uh-oh. And I thought I was going to have to go to a doctor and have it all burned off. So I'm trying to stay to it, but I know it's not sustainable over a long period of time. But for the most part, it is. I love this brie cheese. I got a big one at Grocery Outlet. Okay, so I'm just adding the minimum. 1 piece fruit, 2 pieces of vegetables. So like, even though my tray was $5, I will add a tiny bit of vegetables like this. I don't like these big portions of vegetables. For dairy, not to overdo it on the dairy. 1 cup milk, 1 1/2 ounces cheese. So you see, I don't have a huge amount of cheese. Or 3/4 cup yogurt. So the smoothie ice cream is too much yogurt. But I'm going to mention something in a minute. Then the bread. Only one piece of bread. Okay, the bread that I bought, the big loaves of bread, if you eat a half of one for a sandwich is perfect. Or one biscuit, not a whole can. A small potato, I have instant. 3 tablespoons rice, pasta 1 cup, and then the veggie trays. So this way I can survive on my carnivore diet. So many bad things can suddenly happen when you're older. Very suddenly. All right, now, okay, there's a good channel. I want to talk to you guys about this channel, Little Promises. I don't agree with her prophecy on President Trump, but she makes some good points. Okay, one of the things she was talking about is an alien invasion. Okay, and she said the alien invasion will be like a false, what is this called? Rapture. But it wasn't mentioned, but the Catholics do mention, do not go outside, do not look out your windows, stay inside and don't answer your door. And then same thing with the 3 days of darkness. The 3 days of darkness is not the same thing as a power outage. It's like maybe some kind of eclipse, you know, will block the sun and people will be panicked. Another thing she was saying, and I agree with this. Okay, when really bad stuff starts happening and they send school buses for you, don't get on. Unless, of course, there's unsurvivable disasters. Okay, if the Titanic shift happens and California falls into the ocean, there'll probably be some indication that it's going to happen before it happens. In that case, you want to run, like the Bible says, run to the hills. Well, I have giant hills here, so I want to run up over those hills and get as far away as I can. And she made mention, do not try to prepare, just run away. And I thought, yeah, that's true. And the other, this is for California. If the dams breach in Northern California, is going to trigger the dam floods, and we're going to have to withstand 12 feet of water. And then the other thing is the fires. You have to have your evacuation of fires, the evacuation routes in your mind. So, I mean, I'm not staying up nights worried about the aliens, but I'm definitely not going outside to check the aliens out. So what could the aliens be doing here? Well, they could be harvesting the humans. They were kind of raptured in that case. So I wanted to mention that. Okay, now the next thing I want to mention is the love of smoothies in Colombia. Furthermore, they probably have the really good fruit. But there's also a love of smoothies in Brazil, Mexico, and Argentina. I mean, like daily smoothies. Okay, so I'm thinking, wow. Anyway, their smoothies are more like the old-fashioned smoothies. Fruit, milk, water, and ice. Whereas our smoothies here are, well, you know, except for in the smoothie, I might do some research. All you got to do is ask the AI, can you give me the smoothie, what are those smoothie places? Can you give me the recipes? So, but the smoothies in South America are fruit, milk, water, and ice. So we have fruit, milk, and yogurt, which is giving you a very thick smoothie. So one of the things, like think about the smoothies in like Colombia. Think about horchata, the Mexican drink. They sell it everywhere out here. Canned milk, 1 can. Then 1 can long grain rice, rinsed 4 cups water. Now you can make it with just like long grain rice, but it's got to be better to soak your rice. Coincidentally, this is how you would make rice milk. Soak your rice, at 1 cup rice, 4 cups water overnight. Then you have, this would be a huge recipe. They love canned milk or evaporated milk. It's in the Tres Leche cake. 1 14-ounce sweetened condensed milk. So it's milky rice water. 2 teaspoons vanilla, 2 teaspoons ground cinnamon, and the Mexican cinnamon is, I'm going to be getting some. And then ice. And blend in the blender and strain. Let me give you a shot of this. I think smoothies are worth investigating because if you're like me and you have a lot of frozen fruit, that's a good way to use up your frozen fruit. Or if you go and you get some fruit, at marked down, like at Ralph's, where it's $1 a dollar. You know, you can make some smoothies. And then, you know, preparation for disasters. Okay, we know disasters are going to come. Not just because it's you know, not just because it's prophesied, but because you're going to be hit with disasters throughout your life. I mean, some people big ones, some people little ones, and they're going ha ha ha, and then they get hit with something. Like me, anything could happen to me at 70 years old. I was just talking to this guy last night about this. When you're 70, it's not the same thing. You have time left when you're 50, but when you're 70, you don't have time. So the main thing, you know, for disaster preparedness is water, food, and shelter. And then put it into the back of your mind, evacuation, if needs be. And, you know, some of these survival items. Yesterday I saw a rice or a small crock pot, but now in the thrift stores they're like $12, so I thought my money would be better spent on the shirts. Okay, you guys, I will see you tomorrow. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And God bless you all. Bye.